You're on. Go.
Well, hi, everybody. It's Conversations with, and I'm with Paula again from Health is Wealth. And Paula, what did you bring? I'm amazed.
I know. I brought you some fun toys here. What I have is 2 pounds. We have a pound of muscle, and we have a pound of fat. And this is one of the first things I bring to my clients when they come to me, and I explain to them what each pound does.
Well, go ahead.
So I say, would you rather have a pound of muscle on you or a pound of fat? Of course, the answer is always muscle. So the best thing about the two of these things is they weigh the same. This one does absolutely nothing for you, where this one works for you.
That actually hurts you, doesn't it?
Well, it does nothing. It actually does nothing except for sit here.
Other than you have to buy a bigger pair of pants.
Right. So when you have each pound on, so I have a pound of fat on this leg and a pound of muscle on this leg. When I get up, now this one's actually working for me, because now this one is helping my leg move.
That's right.
So it's keeping my joints and everything working properly. Where this one has nothing to help me, it's actually, I have to lift this on top of my joint. So that's where our knees and joints start to wear down, because there's nothing left to support them.
Wow.
The other good thing is the more you have on your body, more muscle, this burns, it's an estimate for everyone, it's different, but it's about 30 calories. So every time you move, the more muscle you have, you're burning 30 calories. Where this one here, you're burning nothing.
Nothing.
So as our metabolism slows down, it's slowing down because you're putting on more fat.
Well, let's use that as an example. Everybody ages. It's what life is.
Right.
You're born and you get older. And every day you're a day older than you were the day before. And as you get older, your body really deteriorates.
It loses muscle.
That's right. And it deteriorates.
And it speeds up as you get older.
Right.
It's 1.5% when you turn 50. A year, you lose. Even when you're putting it back on, you're losing it. So this is when people come to me, I say, listen, I'm going to help you get stronger, but I need your help because this is a lifelong adventure. You always have to be doing some kind of strength training to keep the muscle on you because of the fact that we're getting older and we're losing it at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's no question. I can't do the things I used to do even 10 years ago or 15 years ago. And because it drives me crazy. I'm one of these guys that I can do anything. And that's I'm the eternal optimist. You know, it'll be better next hour. You know, and I'm one of these people who has accepted the fact that there is nothing that I can do about yesterday.
Right.
Anything I did,
it's gone.
Said, it's gone. Nothing. And tomorrow, I don't worry about tomorrow because it's not even here yet.
I hear you.
Let me just
tell people that all the time.
Let me just get through the next hour, you know, because that's all I have in front of me, so it's me. But for instance, I can't do the things I used to be able to do. By that I mean, I could run up and down a ladder, you know, paint a house. Oh, I don't want to do that anymore.
Right, right. You know? Don't sign you up for that.
What I did when we bought the house 3 years ago, everybody said, "Oh, you ought to get a riding mower." I said, "No way." So I went out and got a self-propelled walk-behind.
Exercise.
Well, of course, every time I mow my lawn, I do 2 miles mowing my big yard, and I love it. You know, I'm tired, which is good.
Right.
But I enjoy it because A, I'm out in the air. B, I'm working. You know, I'm walking behind that thing, moving it, turning it.
And you're using your muscles. However, that's where a lot of people get confused. You're using your muscles, but you're still losing muscle.
Oh,
so
yeah.
what you have to do is you actually have to fatigue a muscle to get it to grow. So what we do is that we fatigue that muscle, and you have to do that. Your body's already used to carrying the amount of weight that it carries. So when you add weights, now it's tricking your body. It's telling your body like, wow, I'm not used to doing this. So it's making that muscle work harder. And what it actually does is it pulls the muscle apart, it breaks it down. And then when it rebuilds, that's when the muscle gets built. Which is why I tell people to make sure that they're eating properly after their workouts, because it's really improper. You have to really fuel those muscles too.
Really? So
Protein.
It's doing some exercise.
No, it all goes together.
So you get into food too.
I work with your nutrition and I work with your strength as far as, and flexibility. Because you have to, we're getting tighter just by sitting around. So we also have to make sure that we've got the flexibility going as well. So you have to stretch.
So this isn't just a one-shot simple program.
No, it's something that you need to learn. It's an education
Yeah.
on a program that you can use for the rest of your life. And you can do it at home or you can do it in a gym. I write the whole program out for you, and it's something that you learn. And you don't have to change it. You can just increase the weights. Because your body will get used to a certain weight, and when it does, you have to go up.
Yeah, it's what you said a few minutes ago. This arm, this muscle,
Right.
is used to my arm,
Yes,
so it can make it move easy.
correct.
Okay, so now I put a 3-pound weight in there, and I do that 30 times a day.
And it's going to say, oh,
What's this?
right.
Then all of a sudden, that's going to become easy for it.
Yes.
So
Then
if I
you're
don't
gonna
go to
up
a
little
5
bit
pound,
more, correct.
because it'll be the same problem.
Yes.
It'll get used to the.
But our bodies are going to get to a point too where you're not going to have to like keep buying weights. You're going to get to a point where the muscle's going to be back on, and you
Yeah.
maintain that.
Yeah.
You don't have to always go up. You're not going to be up to like 60s.
No, I don't want to win any bodybuilding.
We won't be entering you into any bodybuilding
No,
competitions.
no, I won't, no.
Unless you want to.
No,
It's
no,
never
I'm
too
all-
late.
No, the Patriots aren't going to draft me.
It's never too late.
But the Patriots aren't. I've accepted the fact that the Patriots aren't going to draft
It's
me.
over.
so
You gave in. Okay.
Yeah, so it's okay. But no, this is exciting though. I mean, because what's exciting about it is that you can actually do it.
Yeah, it's never too late.
That's right. And my point is, how many people are sitting out there right now watching us? And I told you the story about the fella that stopped me in the Stop and Shop. I was in the Stop and Shop.
I don't know.
I got to tell you the story.
Tell me a
You'll
lot of
laugh.
stories.
And he says, Tash, he says, and I see him watching me, and he finally comes up to me and says, "Excuse me, aren't you Dick Vaughn?" I said, "Yes, as a matter of fact, I am." I watch you on television. I said,
Yes,
"Really?"
you did. You told me about him.
2 in the
Yes.
morning, he woke up and put the TV on, and I told him he was crazy. Anybody that gets up at 2 o'clock in the morning to watch me, it's got to be nuts. And he laughed, and it was great. But so there are those people who are out there watching.
It's never too late.
It's never too late, and this is, and plus the fact that you, A, will feel better. B, you'll be able to do more things than you're currently doing, okay? It's going to help you.
Right. I have people, in fact, I asked a couple of people this week, just because I knew I was coming here,
Yeah.
just say, I'm going to do my show this week, so I'm just asking you, throw it out there. What's the best thing about this program for you? You know, and some just started, some have been
Yeah.
with me. And I had a girl who is 26. She's overweight. I said, wow, I can already see, you know, that you're losing. And she's like, I don't even care about that. She says, I feel amazing. I just love the fact that what working out is doing for me. And she's only 26.
Well, you know what I'm saying? It's giving her new enthusiasm, you know?
It's just making, your body is so different when you start moving it. My clients range in all ages, but the bottom line that people tell me is they feel great. It's just everything is easier to do, and it's the blood pumping through their system. You know, and you see all these shows on TV. Oh, you should do this, you should do that, you should do that.
Yeah.
But no one ever tells you that it's never too late. So it doesn't matter how old you are.
Well, you know, you mentioned television, and I get up early in the morning and I watch the news and everything. And you know, one of the things that the television does, to your point, tells you do this, do this, do this, do this, and then it also tells you don't do this, and don't do this.
Right.
But they never get into an explanation of why don't you do it. You know, they'll just say, well, be careful of this, got too much sugar in it. We see now that everybody's getting into this anti-soda, you know, because of all the chemicals and the
Well,
sugar.
I mean, that's
and
been around for a while.
Yeah,
It's just-
but all of a sudden, it's really affecting their sales, you know. And now,
Good.
now they're charging $3 for a bottle of water, but that's okay. You know, supposedly came out of a spring, but we'll leave that for another day.
That's
But the thing is
debatable.
that the point that I'm saying is, I want you to listen to Paula because she's talking to you out there, and
Doesn't
there's-
matter who you are, even if you've
Right.
never worked out in your life,
Yeah,
you can start working out tomorrow.
that's right. And
Even if you have bad knees, bad back, bad shoulders, had surgeries before, all of those are all more reasons for you to be working out. I can work around all of those things. And most people think that once they've had some injury or something, it's like, oh, it'll just get worse if I start working out. That's so a myth. It's the other way around. They feel so much better about themselves, especially after surgery. What a lot of people don't tell you is you get scar tissue in there. And if you don't move that around, those muscles, it will give you that achy pain right around where you had your surgery.
Yeah.
So the more you move, once you have had, gotten out of rehab and so forth, the best thing you can do is get into a strength training program. Because usually that's what happens. People get so weak in different areas that, again, that's where the joints go.
Wow.
There's nothing to support.
Wow. So it's the bottom line to it comes down to this is something that's going to help you no matter
what age you are, no matter what shape you're in.
You've got a young lady, 26 years old, that is absolutely ecstatic, with what's going on.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just the fact that it's not even about losing weight. It's just the fact that she's never really put weights in her hand, and now she is, and she's like, her energy is all coming back just because she's putting muscle back on her body.
Wow. That's incredible. Incredible. Well, what we got to do is we got to start talking about me and get me muscles.
We're going to put them on you.
Good. Now let's do that. How do we do that?
Well, the first thing you would do is when you come into my studio, we go over a health assessment.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you some questions that I would ask you on the health assessment. So first thing I would ask you what your age is.
I'm 81. I'll be 82 in August.
Okay. And then one of the other questions I would ask you is what you're currently doing on a regular basis for exercise.
What I'm currently doing on a regular basis? On
a regular basis. I have to tell you, nothing is usually the answer I get.
I walk from the house to my car. That's exercise. Basically,
it has to be regular.
No. Then nothing.
Right. And that's usually the answer I get, which
Nothing.
is okay. Because no one really is consistent about doing anything.
No.
And that's another thing that I teach, because you need to be consistent with strength training to make it work. So that's one of the first areas of discipline we work on.
Okay.
And that's why I schedule the people the way I do, to make sure that they're coming and we can get them responsible enough to be dedicated to the program.
Oh, first of all, it's like anything else. I used to have a great sign in my office when I had the radio stations, and it was YAGOTTAWANNA, and it was you gotta wanna, because if you don't wanna,
right,
you can go to you from now till the cows come home.
You have to want it.
You gotta wanna.
Right.
And the biggest thing is, and that goes back to self-discipline. You gotta be disciplined, and you gotta discipline yourself.
Well, in the beginning, they have me.
Because you only kid yourself.
You just have to show up.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do. You have to show up, and then I'll do the rest. But they have to want to show up. They want to come to, be ready to go.
But they still have to do the work too.
They have to do the work, yeah.
I mean,
which is why I'm honest in the beginning and saying, look, I can't fix you in 10 sessions. Like, this is not going to just happen overnight.
Right.
This is a lifelong adventure you're going to be on, because strength is something that will constantly need to be kept on.
Yeah.
So
now what else? What other questions?
I need to know any background as far as, have you ever had any previous injuries?
Yeah, minor stuff.
Yeah, I need to know them. What are they? Did you ever break anything?
No.
Okay. You never broke anything?
I had an accident. I was on the expressway in Boston. This has got to be, I was in Dover, so maybe 1999.
Okay.
Maybe right around there, 1998. And it was 5 o'clock on a Friday. I was going to the beach house down in Scituate. And the traffic was all of a sudden stopped. I had my Jeep. I always drove a big Jeep. And I was able to stop. And I looked in my rear view mirror, and this guy didn't even see me, and I was in front of him. And he had one of those minivans. And he slammed right into the back of the Jeep. And the Jeep had a little scratch, and of course the minivan front was pushed in. So we get off, and then anytime I would drive in the car more than an hour, right across the middle of my back. I had to go to rehab. I went to rehab I had it checked in Portsmouth because it didn't, first 2 days was fine.
Yeah.
But about 2.5 days later, man, you know.
So were you diagnosed with any bulging disc or anything
Yeah,
like that?
I think 3 and 4.
Okay.
It's got a
Bulge.
Well, I don't know if it's bulged, but it's what do you call it? Collapsed.
Okay.
You know. But anyway, so that's in here, and even now, you know, if I drive more than an hour and a half, I have to. What I do, I used to have to get out of the car, walk around for 2 minutes, get back in, and I'd be fine.
Okay.
Now I got one of these super duper dandy seats that's got a lumbar thing. So all I do is change the position of the seat while I'm driving, and it's okay again.
So L3 and L4.
Yep.
Okay. Any other injuries?
No.
Okay. And do you have? Well, I already go. People forget, so I go over. You've never hurt your shoulders?
Oh yeah, I got.
I told you. Everybody does this to me.
See.
Because you know what? I'll take your health assessment.
Put your hand right there. Can you feel it?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's. I used to pitch.
Okay.
And it happens to a lot of ball players, football players. If you land on your shoulder, it pops it. And it happened about it must be 15 years ago. And the doctor said to me, he says he came in and says, well, he said other than it's a pain in the neck, he said.
Literally.
It's going to cost you $5,000 for the operation to put it back down. And he said, but I have a question for you. He said, do you expect to be drafted by the Patriots or the Red Sox? Ever going to play ball again? I said, probably not. I was at the time maybe 65. He said, then leave it alone.
Does it affect your range of motion in anything?
No, it doesn't. No? Every once in a while, I get tired.
Okay.
You know, like if I write a lot,
right.
You know, my shoulder gets tired.
Okay.
But other than that, that's there. You can feel the little bump.
Right.
You know.
But that's the only. He hasn't said that you can't do anything.
Oh no, I can do everything with it.
Right.
With my arm and everything.
All right.
But it's there.
Okay.
You know.
So range of motion's good.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
See, I got all those things. Yeah.
Okay.
Look at my
Perfect.
fingers.
Knees.
Like that.
Have you ever hurt your knees?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I got spiked when I was playing baseball when I was, I don't know, 15, 16. We used to have metal spikes in those days. And I slid into a base and I had a little cut. And I didn't want to tell my mother.
All right, but no surgery or anything?
No, but I have a little scar where it was. So.
Okay, so other than your L3 and L4, you have no other injuries?
No, that I know of.
No other limitations?
No. Well, I have asthma.
Okay.
But I have all kinds of medication I take for that. So.
All right, and we would go over that. We'd go over asthma. I'd go over, do you have diabetes?
No.
High blood pressure?
Yes.
Okay.
But if you took my blood pressure, it's under such great control that I'm usually like 110/70.
All right, and how long have you been on the high blood pressure medicine?
Since 1984.
Okay. And high cholesterol?
No, it's usually about 180, 185. It's pretty good.
And any hernias?
Yes.
Okay.
I was
See
born.
what I mean? The list gets longer when I say anything.
Well, that's what you're at. That's why you asked the question.
That's why I go into detail.
Well, you said injuries. So when I was born, I had a double hernia.
Okay.
But that was in 1935. And then in 1989, I had the left side hernia
with
done.
The mesh, yeah.
And there's a mesh in there.
Yep.
So they had that, yeah.
All right. 1989, that was done?
Yeah.
No trouble with it since?
No. And then in 1990, well, this wouldn't affect it, but in 1990, they rushed me to the hospital. I was having a heart attack because my left arm was really numb.
Okay.
And what it was, we lived in Vermont at the time, and my 6-year-old Kerry, we had bunk beds, and she always slept on the bottom. Wanted to go on the top one, so I picked her up and popped her up there. And what I did is I snapped a nerve.
Oh, wow.
So I had to go to a neurosurgeon, and I did therapy, and it's fine. But
Okay.
It doesn't bother me at all.
Okay.
But that was a long time ago.
All right. And how about history of heart problems in the immediate family, mom, dad?
No, but in February, I ended up at the hospital because I thought I had a bad cold. My heart was pounding for about a week. And finally I decided to stop at the, down the road in Charlton at the urgent care.
Yep.
And the girl came in, and the little nurse comes in, and she's there about 30 seconds. She'd put a thing, you know how they check you. And she said, I'll be right back. And about 2 seconds later, the doctor comes in and says, I have the ambulance on the way. I said, for what? You're going to the emergency room. Your heart's beating at 202. She says, it's unbelievable.
What was that from?
Well, well, at first I thought I had AFib.
Yeah.
But then it was ultimately called a flutter. And so I ended up in the ICU, and it normally takes 2 or 3 or 4 days for your heart to go back down. And in my case, it only took about 10 hours. The next morning, it went back down. So I am on Eliquis and diazepam.
Okay.
And the diazepam is to keep my heart beating regularly. And the Eliquis is a blood thinner, so that they were afraid of getting clots and it would cause a stroke. So
Yep.
I'm on that.
Okay. And that's the next question. What other medications do you take?
Oh, do I have medication?
Oh.
No.
I usually tell people to bring me a list.
I take I'm going to tell you.
But you can tell me.
I take lisinopril.
Okay.
That's my HBP. That's my high blood pressure.
Yep.
I take montelukast sodium, which is Singulair. That's in my asthma.
Okay.
I take 2 puffs in the morning and 2 puffs at night of Flovent, which is for my asthma. But my asthma is under great control.
Okay.
So those are the actual medications. So I told you about the 2 for the heart.
Yep.
So I'm on
That's
those.
not too bad.
No, well then, but then I take omega-3.
Yeah.
I take B12. I take E and D. I take calcium. I take potassium. I take magnesium, and I take zinc.
Okay, that would be my next question. Do you take any supplements?
Yeah, those are all those. I just told you
Right,
those.
those
Yeah.
are all the good ones.
Those are very good.
Those are the good ones.
I got it. I know.
Right?
Those are the.
The prescription ones, but some of them you can't handle. You have to have.
Oh, I have to. Yeah.
Right. It's not like you signed up for them.
No. So that's what. But those are all. I take those every morning.
Okay,
I take
good.
my pills. Now, I'm also in a study at Harvard Medical School and Brigham Women's Hospital. It's called the Cosmos Study. And it's a study where it's a 4-year study. I've been in it for 2 years. And I don't know what I'm taking. I have.
Oh, good.
Well, no, I have 3 pills I take every morning.
All
And
right.
it's called a blind study. And I either have cocoa supplement and a vitamin supplement, or I have a placebos. Now, if we really have to know, you can call up and they'll tell you, but they won't tell me.
Okay.
Anyway,
I'd be interested to
so
know what it
but
is.
this I didn't realize what the study was for until last week. They had a big ad in the Sunday paper. It's to see if cocoa supplements and like a one-a-day vitamin,
Yeah.
multivitamin, will actually reduce the risk of heart attacks
Okay.
and heart problems. So
So
in
you
fact, I've got to
recommend-
call them and tell them what happened, by the way,
Yeah.
that I had that heart issue.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, yeah,
Since you're in your test study.
yeah.
You might want to share that
Share them,
information
yeah,
with
share
them.
them so that they, so in case they
Exactly.
say, you better get off what we're giving you, you know.
Right.
But anyway,
And then your doctor didn't tell you to do that?
do what?
Call them?
No.
Oh. Did you tell them?
Yeah.
Oh. Now, the other thing is, has your doctor told you not to exercise?
Oh, no.
Right. Oh, I never get that. I never get that
Oh.
answer. That I go, oh, he'd be so happy, they tell me.
Yeah, he never. Well, in fact, Dr. Gorel at Mass General, my doctor, my PCP, says you're so active. You know, I do TV Charlton. I'm involved in all kinds of activities. I'm an assessor in town, so I stay active.
Right,
And
which is good.
active to the point of involvement. But I don't. I mean, once the weather gets nice, we live at the lake, Glen Echo Lake, and my wife and I go for a walk. It's about and I've driven with the car, so I know twice around is a mile.
Right.
This little loop that we do. So once the weather really gets good, like we went out, remember the nice break of weather we had a couple of weeks ago?
Yes.
The 3 or 4 days, it was 60, 70. Well, those 3 days, we did our walk. But when it's like today and nasty, and we don't bother.
Well, my clients get homework, so you will get homework.
Listen, I'm willing to do whatever no, I think this will be a great program so people can actually see if there's any progress.
Right.
And they'll understand, and then what we're going to try to do is get them to sign up with Paula. Because, if Dickie can do it, they can do it.
Right. And Sometimes people need to see that, you know, where you're 81 years old and they figure, oh, it's too late. People give up.
Biggest problem, I wish Dr. Goro was sitting here because you would love him, because his whole point is medicine can only do so much.
Right, and you shouldn't really rely on medicine the way people
That's
do.
right. Well, they over-rely on it.
Right.
But his point is, if you stay active and you know what's going on in the world and you keep busy, he said, it prolongs your life. In fact, he said to me, when I met with him after.
Quality of life.
Well, he said to me, and I don't know if I must have told you the story. You know, he says, if the way you're going, you've got. I said, you got another 10 to 15 years. He says, as long as you continue to do what you're doing. And he said, you know, so I told him, put that in writing. so he did.
I bet that he did.
He says, as long as you promise me you won't run in front of a truck. He says, I'll write it up.
Perfect.
So I sent it to my kids. I had 5 kids. And I sent a note and said, I got good news and bad news. I said, first the good news. And I put an arrow to Dr. Goro's note that says, you've got another 15 or 20 years. And then I said, here's the bad news. You'll be 92 before you get my money. Depending on their age.
Right.
Whatever age it was.
Right.
Well, I have 3 boys, and 2 girls. My middle kid, she's my first girl, Kathy. All the kids call me, oh, Dad, gee, that's, you know. Kathy saws up, she's, Dad, I think that's wonderful. That I'm going to have my father for another 20 years. I am so excited. But I got an idea. If I got to wait another 20 years for the money, why don't you send me 1/20th a year for the next 20 years?
Oh, there you go.
Smart kids.
Right.
So I told her, I wrote her a check for $200. I said, you got to promise me that you won't say a word. You're the only kid that was smart to think of a solution. I said, so I'm going to send you some money. But don't tell your brothers and sister because they'll all be calling me.
Right.
You know? So she never did.
I like that.
But she was sharp. But anyway, no, it's true, you know. So now, what are the questions?
Well, I went over your medicine, cholesterol, family history. Is there any family history
Of what?
of heart attacks
No.
or heart in your
Well,
mom
my
and
brother.
dad?
Yeah, my brother, who's 3 years younger than me, in 4 years ago now, his aorta split.
Oh.
He had there's a name for it, this aorta dysfunction, whatever it was, and he died.
Oh.
Well, he knew it. When I was with him in September, he says, I said, how you doing, Dave?
How old was he?
He was 73. How you doing, Dave? He says, well, he says, here's my issue. He said, I've seen these doctors. He said, the problem with me is, because he has Marfan's, and I have a touch of it, Marfan's disease, but just a touch of it. He really had it. And he said, it isn't a case of when, it's if. No, it isn't a case of if, it's when.
Right.
And that was in September. The following June, it happened.
What's Marfan's?
My fingers,
Oh. Okay.
and I'm double jointed.
Do they hurt?
No,
Okay.
don't
Still
hurt at
can
all.
do everything?
And then my thumbs collapsed, you know?
Oh, yeah.
The joint
Oh,
went.
I see
The
that.
joint went.
That's different.
Yeah, different. That happened about 3 or 4 years ago.
But they work fine, right?
Oh, yeah, I
The
could.
whole
Oh, yeah, I
things
could
and
hold it.
everything?
Well,
Really?
I used to play the banjo, and it's hard to hold the picks because I don't have the strength in my thumb that I used to.
all
So when I do something, I have to push it down like that, and then I get strength.
Oh, okay.
See,
Got
but
it.
I can't make it go down by itself. I
Okay.
have to push it down. Like when I clean my glasses with a little thing.
Yeah.
I put it like that, and I got a good grip.
So
See, one of the great things about human beings, if you're smart, you adjust.
you can work around it.
Yeah, you figure out a way to do it.
So no other injuries or limitations
No.
that can affect you from
No,
working out.
no.
Well, then what are you waiting for?
Well, I'm waiting for you.
Well, next time we meet, I'm going to bring you weights, and
Yeah.
we're going to start working out.
Okay, we'll do it here.
We're going to do it here.
Yeah.
We're going to start slow,
Yeah. And then when we're ready to go to down to your office,
and then you can come to my studio.
studio, yeah,
and
we'll
we
do
can
it.
work out
We'll-
there.
We'll bring Drew and we'll take the cameras and
Yep.
so people can see.
And you can see where my studio is.
Now, what have I got to wear there?
You have to wear sweatpants.
Yeah.
And
Oh, you can't believe. I have
you got the
outfits
outfit?
that doesn't end.
All right.
I mean, I grew up in Malden, and I was when I was in high school many years ago, as we all now know, in the 50s. My junior year, we were state champs in football. I was involved in baseball, football, So I've stayed close to the school. I'm in the Hall of Fame. The Golden Tornado was the nickname of the team.
Nice.
So I'm in the Hall of Fame. So I've got some spiffy outfits that I got from the coaches, and
Perfect.
every year, I still go to the Thanksgiving game. So I always go in the clubhouse.
I can't wait to see your outfit now.
I got 2 or 3 different ones, all kinds of spiffy ones.
Yeah, so
You know.
just comfortable clothing,
Yeah.
like sweatpants and
Yeah.
t-shirt, sweatshirt,
Yeah,
and you're good to go.
well, that's it. Well, that'd be great.
We also do body fat measurements
Good.
too, so we can see where your body fat composition is,
Okay.
and we can see if we can get that number to go
Good.
down.
Well, there you have it, folks. We're going to be working on this. We're going to be doing it, and your folks are going to be part of it. So we'll be able to see it. There you are. We can't
wait to get you down
No,
to
we're
health
on-
is wealth.
Health is wealth.
Invest in you.
Invest in you, and you can get a hold of Paula, and she'll take care of you.
And you can reach me at 508-397-3576.
Terrific. There we
Look
go.
forward to having you.
All right.